You know, I knew there was going to be major backlash at this year's Video Game Awards. From people that are console warring, or people that are just upset that their favorite game was not elected to be a nominee for Game of the Year. However, let's be real, there's actually bigger fish to fry, as there's actual things that call into question the overall legitimacy of this award show. So for those that do not know, the game selected on the nomination list is from a jury of media outlets in the actual gaming space. And according to this, there's over 120 media outlets that vote on the upcoming games. Now, before I dive into this, just remember, these games are picked from gaming media outlets, people who work in the field and make a living in the gaming space. So you think they'd be somewhat of an expert and know what they're talking about. However, by the nominations they have picked, we already start to see some cracks. And there's been some major backlash online. And it actually got people wondering, what is going on? From mistakes being made to games nominated in the categories they have no right to be in, to the show actually being accused of pushing a political agenda. In fact, many believe that Hogwarts Legacy was robbed due to political reasons, which, to be honest, does actually have some logical reasoning behind it. I mean, the game got mostly positive reviews from fans and is sitting at a positive review rating on Steam. It was one of the best-selling games of the year, with over 15 million copies sold. I think it was actually the second best-selling game of the year, only to be beaten out by Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Plus, the game even got good reviews from the gaming publishing websites that vote on these nominations, even though they had to include a footnote stating that they do not believe in what J.K. Rowling stands for. Personally, I think this game was obviously left out for political reasons, whatever they may be, instead of the actual game itself. Not saying that this game should have been nominated for Game of the Year, but the fact that it's not nominated in any category is pretty insane. However, it's not just political nonsense going on at this award show. Just take a look at Best Independent Game, for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publishing system. Yet, something seems off with these nominees, because one of them is actually not an independent game. Dave the Diver was developed by Mint Rocket, which is an internal team at Nexon, a multi-trillion-dollar company. How the hell is Dave the Diver considered to be indie? It honestly feels like the panel made these decisions on a whim. It's like they went on Steam, saw Dave the Diver had really good reviews, and it had the indie tag and just tossed it on the nomination list. It almost makes me wonder, do you actually play the games you're nominating, or do you just pick popular indie titles and say, hey, this works? In fact, even on Twitter, they're being called out by the community notes. How pathetic is it that these so-called experts and people that work in the gaming space could not even find 5 well-done indie games this year, that they had to resort to nominating one from a major publisher? Are we just gonna nominate games because they look like an indie title? Oh, who cares if the game's indie? It looks like it due to the graphics, so just toss it on the list. Now, this is truly sad, because imagine you're an actual indie developer and just having your game at the Game Award could have been the thing that put your game and dev team on the map. I mean, it would just give your game a chance to be shown off to a massive audience. This could have been such a great opportunity, and yet someone was robbed out there because these guys just picked a $1 trillion company to represent indie developers. And the fun does not stop there. Category for Best Ongoing Game, awarded for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Yet, they have Cyberpunk 2077 on the list. Let me make this clear. Releasing a game completely broken at launch and taken years to actually get the game in a state where it should have been at release is not something that should be rewarded. I don't even understand how Cyberpunk is on this list. Yes, I will say it is great that CD Projekt Red finally fixed the game. They didn't have to do that. But it should not be something that wins an award. Especially when there's so many other great games out there that have developers that have delivered content on a frequent basis that deserve to be in this spot. Where we have games like Warframe, Path of Exile, Grounded, Sea of Thieves, and so many others that are supported and get frequent updates. So these experts screwed up Best Indie Game, they tossed in Cyberpunk into Best Ongoing Game, they left out Hogwarts, most likely for political reasons, and just when you think it could not get any worse, here are the nominees for Best Esports Coach. Yeah, if you're like me, you probably don't even know who these people are. However, let's face it, esports is a large part of the gaming space, with millions of people who tune in, and it has millions of dollars surrounding it. So you think that people that cover gaming news, that work at a gaming media outlet, would know what's going on at these events. Yet, they included a coach who did not even do any coaching this year. I mean, when they're putting out a tweet asking to be removed from the nomination list because they haven't done any coaching all year, what? Did these media outlets even do an ounce of research when picking the nominations for these categories? It's like this award show is an absolute dumpster fire. It's just such a sad state of affairs. In my opinion, I feel like Jeff Keighley needs to go back to the drawing board when determining what game is nominated in what category, because this is just an absolute train wreck. But I would love to hear what you all think. Do you guys think these mistakes are just that, simple mistakes and oversights? Or do you think these so-called experts are just so out of touch with what's actually happening in the gaming space? And let me know what is your personal game of the year and what game you feel like was completely snubbed at the 2023 Game Awards. As for me, I got a ton of work to do, so I'm gonna get back to the grind and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.